So a lot of folks ask me if I wear a helmet. I have a really nice helmet, and I do wear it if I'm in kind of the perilous city traffic. But when I feel completely secure and pretty safe, like here on the west side, I don't feel the need. I don't feel like I don't need to risk helmet hair.
To many New Yorkers, this has become a common sight. David Byrne, the musician, artist, and former Talking Heads frontman, riding his bike through New York City.
It's hard for a lot of New Yorkers to remember what this area used to be like. It was pretty much a dark underbelly of downtown.
Byrne is one of the city's most visible and vocal advocates of urban bicycling.
The city has gradually become more accommodating. They've started adding like painted bike lanes. Now in the last few years, the pace is really quickened. I'll plan my route from A to B based on where these bike lanes are.
Lately, he's taken his advocacy to a new level, designing bike racks, promoting bike share programs, and pushing for more bike access in city streets.
Well, as a commuter, right now I live in Midtown on the west side, and I'll use the Hudson River bike path as a way of getting up and down town. How it feels to ride around in the city, there's an exhilaration. You get this kind of very nicely paced perspective of the city that I think because you're kind of gliding on wheels, it feels kind of dreamy, and there's a sense of kind of floating through the landscape and watching it as it goes by. But you can stop at any moment if something catches your eye. I started biking around the Lower East Side a few years after I moved to New York. When I moved here in the mid-'70s, it was, Gerald Ford to the city, drop dead. It was a city on its knees. But a lot of that's changed. It's viewed as a place to grow up and have a life, and not a place just to quickly make some money and then escape to the suburbs as soon as you can.
The band I toured with, the band and singers and dancers that I toured with last year, we had 7 bikes on the road with us. They would fold up and go into like the luggage compartment of the bus. Usually a few of us would go out and explore during the day.
In his new book called Bicycle Diaries, Byrne chronicles his experiences and musings riding in many of the world's great cities.
Probably the most bike-friendly cities in the world aren't the ones you would expect. You would expect Amsterdam, Copenhagen. They are very bike-friendly, especially for their size. The ones that are incredibly bike-friendly are these northern Italian towns, Ferrara, Modena. Those ones, it's almost like the whole center of the city is closed off. The center, you see like grandmas, beautiful women, kids, everybody just biking around.
So what recommendations does a gracefully aging rock star have for his home city?
Bury the West Side Highway. Put it underground. Put the highway underground if you want to keep the damn highway. More bike lanes in areas that aren't served, which means probably the east side. There aren't very many bike lanes, say on the East Village, connecting the East Village to different, there's a couple, but not that many.
For a guy who's been biking here since the 1970s, the pace of change in the city might seem slow. But David Byrne seems to think that someday, maybe, we'll get there.
Yeah, but little by little. It's not going to be something overnight.